Namaste, this is Sapna. Welcome to beSPICED. If you ever came to my home and in my kitchen and peeked inside my pantry, you would always find at least 15, if not more, different varieties of legumes. Legumes are also referred as beans, pulses, lentils, and in India, we also commonly refer them as dal. One of the more common variety of pulse is called garbanzo. Garbanzo beans are very popular not only in Indian cuisine, but in many different cuisines. And thanks to hummus, it is a household staple now in many American homes. But did you know that garbanzo beans come in many different varieties? Garbanzo in India, we refer to as a chana or a chana family. And chana comes in the standard Kabuli chana is what we call the standard garbanzo beans. And then they also come in little petite versions of brown and green varieties. There's also garbanzo that is found in the produce aisle. You can, if you're lucky and if it's in season, you may find fresh garbanzo pods. And from that, once the seeds are removed and they are dried, they get transformed to this green variety of garbanzo. When the garbanzo beans are soaked, the skins peel off and the bean is then split up into two. So it no longer is a bean anymore. It now gets transformed to something we refer to as dal, D-A-L. Okay, so a dal is a split version, most of the time without a skin, that comes from a bean. The common difference between bean and a dal is a bean can be sprouted and a dal, no matter what you do, will not sprout. So chana dal is then transformed in what is very commonly used in Indian cuisine, and it is called besan or chickpea flour. So when you're buying your chickpea flour from an Indian grocery store, the color is a little yellow. Why? Because it came from chana dal variety of the garbanzo family, which is a little more yellow in color. If I've noticed when you buy your chickpea flour from a non-Indian or just a regular grocery store, you may find that the color is a little more whitish looking. And I'm thinking most likely because they did the processing of the bean into the flour from the garbanzo bean, and the color is slightly different. I've also seen chickpea flour that's a little more brownish in color, and most likely it came from the brown variety of the garbanzo bean, where they did not take out the skin and they included the skin as a part of the flour. Okay, but when I buy my chickpea flour or besan, it comes from an Indian grocery store, and I get it, and it's almost yellowish, like light yellow in color. Chickpea flour is super versatile. You know, you can make so many things from chickpea flour. You can use it to substitute eggs and make pancakes or omelets from chickpea flour. You can use it as a coating. You can make so many dishes, all the way from appetizers to soups to side dishes to desserts. So I can transform this plain, almost tasteless flour to such yummy dishes. And I hope you will follow along and look at some other videos where chickpea is transformed. I want to focus this particular video and for you to understand some of the nutrition benefits and also the Ayurvedic qualities. Now, you know that as a dietitian, I give a lot of importance to my calories, my proteins, but I also give a lot of importance to my Eastern roots. So what are the Ayurvedic qualities of this particular ingredient? Calorie-wise, about half a cup of chickpea flour or besan is about 150 to 175 calories. Half a cup of chickpea flour gives you 10 grams of strong plant protein and about 5 grams of dietary fiber. So it's excellent. And did I say it's negligible amount of fat? It's about 0.5 grams of fat and good protein. But according to Ayurveda, we view every food to have its own distinct qualities or gunas. I love Ayurveda, and I love how I can differentiate where, the Western nutrition focuses more on the quantitative aspect and objective aspect. In Ayurveda, we give a lot of respect and importance to the qualitative aspects and the subtle aspect of a particular food. So, chickpea provides what is the taste of chickpea flour. It is sweet and astringent. Astringent is a taste that is often lacking in a Western diet. And by including beans, chickpea flour, or any of these beans, you can provide that much needed astringent taste. What is the virya of chickpea flour? Virya is the potency. It actually has a cooling potency. So it is excellent to cool down our bodies, our system. If it's, if there's a lot of inflammation going on, it's a great choice to think about that. Vipak, or the post-digestive effect or taste, is pungent. And what are the qualities and gunas of chickpea flour? Chickpea flour is dry. Okay, so it's very dry, and you can feel it, and you can see it's a flour also. It is also rough, but at the same time it's also very heavy. So it increases vata dosha, which means it can, if you eat too much of chickpea or hummus, for example, some of you may have noticed that you may get excess bloating or gas when you do a lot of beans. That's because of the qualities or the doshic effect of a particular food. It increases vata. But it's excellent to pacify pitta and kapha. So it's a wonderful choice, for some, and one may not be that great of a choice for others. Also, it's a great choice in one particular season, because when vata season, such as fall season is a vata season, you don't want to do too much of chickpea. But if the fall season has a day when it's more wet, or there is more, or if it's a snowy kind of a fall season, depending as to where you're living, then chickpeas can be enjoyed in that particular season. Also, the way you combine your chickpea flour with spices changes the whole game. It can actually change the doshic qualities of the chickpea flour. Also, how you're going to be using the chickpea flour. Is it going to be in a wet kind of a recipe versus a dry cracker kind of a recipe? All of those needs to be given importance. Remember, food is medicine, and the same food, if it's abused, becomes poison. So I hope this video gave you a little glimpse into this very humble but a very powerful flour that you can use not only in Indian dishes but in a variety of non-Indian cuisine, and incorporate it for its nutritive qualities, also for its Ayurvedic special gunas. I hope you will join me and watch other videos and stay connected. Do give us your thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe to my channel, and I will be back with many more videos. Thank you so much, and namaste.